listening to Dank Swamp Rebellion.
I've been involved in a number of cults, both as a leader and a follower. Get more fun as a follower, but make more money as a leader.
Your eyes and go shh.
Full intro. This is the full intro. Welcome to. My name's Cody, and this is the Dank Swamp Rebellion. I have my good friend Tyler here. Why don't you go ahead and say what do you do with yourself?
Hi, this is Tyler. They call me Mashed Potato Head. Mr. Mashed Potato Head. Me and Mrs. Mashed Potato Head, we switch potato head items sometimes.
That's nice. Tell me a little more about yourself.
Sometimes I play guitar, and I brush my hair, and it's 100 times per side.
And occasionally I will crucify myself because I'm the embodiment of Buddy Christ.
As you heard, we also have Tyler over here that just spoke.
And I am scared of aliens.
And also we have Tyler number 3.
I am Tyler. You are Tyler. We are all Tyler.
That's the new cult we're gonna start, where all the
You can't be
Tylers,
Tyler. I'm Tyler.
all the Tylers are living on the back of the Leviathan lobster.
It's like the Agent Smith of Tyler, essentially. Agent Tyler.
I would be the leader then.
Yeah, but they would all say the same thing. Like, hey, are you Tyler? Yeah. Man, there's a lot of Tylers around it. Yeah, but I'm the best Tyler. And then you go to the next one, and they would tell you the exact same thing.
That's the chant.
Yeah, I'm the best Tyler.
We are the best.
A wise man once said that it's a lot of fun to be in a cult. If you're a leader, you make a lot of money. But if you're a follower, it's a lot more fun.
It's a lot more fun. That's right. Creed Bratton. That guy's a genius.
He sure was.
So Tyler, you ever walked up to anybody and been like, I'm a better Tyler than you?
Every day.
Like,
He makes it a point to find a new Tyler.
I go out of my way to find a new Tyler every day to make sure that I'm better than them. Because that's how I feel complete.
And his record is 100%.
And that's how it should be.
you know,
Because you got to be the superior Tyler.
The only
'Cause that's
Tyler
how-
that would fuck me up is Tyler Durden, and he's not real. He's not a real person.
Exactly.
you know, like, I thought I saw you off on
Of course, it would take an inanimate person.
I could have sworn I saw you on Barrow Street holding up a sign that says, I'm the best Tyler, change my
Barrow
mind.
Street? This ain't Mexico, bitch.
No, this is downtown Homa on your way
That's
to Tunnel.
Barrow Street.
Barrow.
All y'all doing is
This
just
coming from the guy during an interview called Boudin Sausage Boudin.
Boudin face.
on purpose.
Yeah.
It's kind of like saying bologna, but calling it bologna, apparently. So
I've never heard of that.
I blew some naga once. And,
We should have a series where Phil tries to pronounce Louisiana words.
that's a fantastic.
That's pretty much
idea.
every episode.
that's like anyone that comes to this planet known as Louisiana. It's like that you show them a Thibodeau sign. It's like, hey, try to pronounce that. Thibodeaux.
Yeah.
And Homa.
Whom?
And Chavin.
As I like, if you ever Google,
LaForge.
It is.
if you ever
That's the
use
parish.
if you ever use Apple Maps or Google Maps and you're trying
County. That's the county.
to go to Mall, Louisiana, because it's Mall of L.A., it will say you've now reached your destination of Mall of Los Angeles.
That's hilarious. It's not though.
But you love it, bitch.
Yes.
Because you stay. You stay because you love us. He came down here and he got a taste of some coon ass, and he could never leave.
I can't get the taste out of my mouth. I try licking my own asshole trying to get rid of the taste, but the spice is so strong.
It's just the Holy Trinity.
I just want to give a kudos to my man Borat. And also to the Democratic Party. Strategically placed a political agenda on Amazon Prime a few days before an election. It's amazing. So, obviously, Tyler has no idea what I'm talking about because he's like deer in the headlights, so I'm going to set it up.
Very nice.
There's a new...
He's halfway there. He's halfway there. No, different country. We're talking Kazakhstan. They follow the hawk.
They do. And then the running of the Jew has stopped, and things of that. So, it starts out where Borat's in jail, right? And my first thought is, how is Borat not going to be known as Borat. The whole premise of the original movie 14 years ago was how in the hell, was that he would have camera set up, nobody knew who he was, and it was all surprise video, and a lot of it was improv.
He wasn't acting. That was like
he took on a persona, and they filmed him kind of as a fake documentary.
Sure, that was the fun.
But
part.
everybody knows who he is. Everybody's watched Borat, just about. Maybe 1% of the world hasn't seen Borat.
Mm-hmm.
But
so
of that 1%, they've seen Bruno.
That's correct.
I like that one.
I haven't seen that.
I've seen that one.
Wait, you've
that
never
one is
seen?
funny.
I haven't seen Bruno.
Oh, he
That one is hilarious.
the best part of that movie, then we'll do a circle jerk and come back to Borat. Bruno actually interviewed Harrison Ford, so it's worth taking a look at.
Okay, I'll check it out then, because that sounds pretty funny.
It's pretty gay.
So, pretty much, it starts out where Borat is supposed to bring a chimpanzee, which is the porno monkey in Kazakhstan, the best porn star in Kazakhstan, which is a chimp.
The Ron Jeremy
of monkeys.
of orangutans, who is
They
a
need
member
to
of
lock
the Red
that
Ape
monkey
family.
up.
He's not a monkey.
And then he finds out that he has a daughter who's been chained up in the barn, and she sneaks into the thing with the monkey, and they send. Then the government of Kazakhstan says you have to go to America and you have to deliver this monkey to Mike Pence in order to gain favor with America, because they knew they couldn't get to Trump.
Wow.
Okay,
So they got the vice pussy grabber instead.
that's right.
Oh my god.
So they get to America and they crack open the deal, the crate, and the girl pops out. And they look inside, and the chimp has been eaten. And she had eaten it. She just like, and he says, "Oh my God, did you eat the monkey?" And she goes, "It ate himself." And it's like, oh, the monkey ate his fucking face off like that. It's like fucking crazy. So then he gets the bright idea. He goes into this place, and this old cat didn't know who he was. It was this old mom and pop, kind of like a pop copy type place where you could send faxes and a UPS and shit.
It's kind of like a FedEx Kinko's place.
Correct, but it was real small mom and pop, very urban. And it was down in around Galveston, Texas somewhere. Mm-hmm. And he goes in there and he sends a fax, and the first fax he sends to the government of Kazakhstan says "sup," and they're faxing back and forth. And then all of a sudden, he gets a dick pic, which is a Polaroid, and then another one comes right behind and says "wrong person."
Okay. First off, let's talk about that dick pic.
That's insane.
I want to talk about Borat's dick pic. It is the most pathetic hairy mushroom picture you would ever
And
envision.
of course, Phil analyzed it. He's like, "Hold on, rewind. Let's take a look at the."
Not only rewind, but pause and study its habits. Like its habitat for humanity, but also habits like Steve Irwin, Croc Files here. It was a black and white shitty Polaroid,
Cock files.
and you can clearly see that Borat's been catfished by this dick pic.
So anyway, they work out the.
Phil, you're a very throwed off individual.
What I do.
I thought you were gonna say thorough, which is also true.
Tomato, Kazakhstan. Okay.
So they work out with the government that instead of him dying, he's going to give his daughter to Mike Pence instead of the chimp. That's how that works out.
So it's essentially like a. If you remember the movie Clash of the Titans, this is the version sacrificed to the Kraken.
Oh.
Mike
So-
Pence is the Kraken.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. I'm familiar with that type of transfer.
At this point, she's all like scraggly and ugly and shit. And of course, he goes through all this shit with her to make her beautiful. And they go to an abortion clinic. She eats a cupcake that has a baby on top, and she tells this Christian.
A king cake cupcake.
It was a king cake cupcake.
in Texas.
Apparently, it's a
Who
thing.
knows, man? But you know how Borat is. They go through all these scenarios. Well, back in March, Mike Pence, he was giving a speech at the Republican National Convention, and somebody dressed as Trump carrying a girl ran in and screamed out, "Mr. Pence, I have your girl." And and Pence looked mortified. And at the time, everybody was like, "Oh, this is some liberal idiot that broke in and did this shit." Yeah. Come to find out, it was fucking Borat. All right, so he's the one that did it.
That actually happened.
It actually happened, yes.
Yeah. Everything that happened in this movie with all the political pranks that Sacha Baron Cohen committed happened around that time period.
That's amazing.
You know, like
no deep fakes.
Like no, it's all him. And like going forward, he goes to this county fair carnival later in the film, and he starts singing about Dr. Fauci and the Wuhan flu.
Mm-hmm. It starts off innocent, where it's like I forget what it is, something about liberals or Joe Biden. Give them the Wuhan flu, and it's like, but it starts to get more violent with the lyrics. So they show about a minute of it, and this, if you look, Phil's pulling up a picture right now of Sacha Baron Cohen on stage. He's dressed with overalls and a plaid shirt and a cowboy hat, and that's how he got through this movie, was by dressing as other people other than Borat.
Stereotypical.
See, that's how, because that's what I was thinking. How is he going to get through? How has he made a movie? And so that's what he did. He kept faking it. So he winds up bunking up in the woods with these two right-wing conservatives that say all liberals should die and all this crazy shit. And then he gets on this stage and sings a song about the Wuhan flu with this band, and then they start to realize what the lyrics are when they really start to listen, because it gets worse and worse, and they kick him out and they beat the shit out of him.
Like, he was not there.
That's great.
That's maybe awesome. 5 minutes before. Like, unfortunately, a few members of the participants at this rally started to sing along with them. But as the song progressed, they're like, hang on, wait a minute. Everyone started scratching their heads and also their ass with the same back scratcher. And I don't want to say stormed the stage, but they start booing him, getting him off stage, and not within like 5 minutes of him being there.
The younger generation realized it was him. They were like, oh, that's Sacha Baron Cohen right there.
Yeah, they all said, hey, wait a minute, that's fucking Borat. And they kind of went toward the stage. They got him off the stage, and he had to be escorted out of there by security. So yeah, he was dressed up as a stereotypical Southern voter, which is overalls, Who the fuck wears a picnic blanket as a shirt anyway? I don't wear fucking flannel. That's bullshit.
I've seen a lot of people down south.
I've seen 5 people today.
Yeah, definitely.
Like actually,
Phil, a lot of people down here wear that.
Yeah. It's nice to reuse Grandma's quilt.
Tons and tons of controversial stuff in this movie, and then it gets to the part, the girl who's his daughter plays like she is a reporter. Okay, that's what she wants to be, a better journalist than her old man. So they work it out to where we can't get an audience with Mike Pence. So what's the next best thing? Trump's best friend, Rudy Giuliani.
Oh my God.
They set him up with an interview. She puts 2 balloons in her dress to make her tits look bigger. And she's a cute chick. She sounds like she's Ukrainian, so that's kind of a turnoff,
Pretty exotic.
So she's sitting there with Giuliani, and Giuliani's a fucking creeper the whole time. And his entire security team swept the room and didn't find shit. And here's Borat inside of a wardrobe with a false back just hiding in there. They swept the room multiple times. It's a setup. Well, you fell right into it. So she's like, oh, I very much want to be your wife. And he's like, oh, and he's getting all cheesy, and he keeps touching her and touching her and touching her. And she's like, oh, let's go to the bedroom. He's like, oh, you want to go to the bedroom? And they go in the bedroom, and then hidden cameras in the bedroom. And Rudy Giuliani sits on the bed, and then she starts to lift up his shirt and take off the lapel mic, and then he lays back like a creepy old nasty fucker, and then puts his hand down his pants while he's laying on the bed and starts to rub himself.
Okay, first off,
and at that point, Borat runs in the room and says, stop, she is my daughter.
She's only 15.
She's only 15.
Well,
whoa.
Time out for a second. This is where
it's the old bait and switch.
This is where Belligerent Phil comes in and plays white man devil advocate. or however we fucking determine that terminology.
It's called white devil's advocate, not white man devil's advocate.
It's also just devil's advocate too.
You know what? I'm gonna pull Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura when nature calls. Like what's that? I don't want to say Kunta Kinte because the shit will get fucked.
You did.
Well, okay, I did.
You said it.
So
I don't want to, but I will.
but I will.
Go on.
So you mentioned the lapel mic. The lapel mic, to keep it out of camera, like either needs to be behind the shirt or in the front of the shirt. Giuliani's an old dude. All right. Yes, it looks creepy as fuck that an old man is going after jailbait, but the actress is 24 years old. Let's take the age out of the equation. His microphone was in the front under his shirt. So he was trying to get the mic out and retuck in his shirt, allegedly. The whole situation is fucked. Giuliani is fucked, and there's nothing he can do about it on a legal standpoint.
You didn't know that during an election year that this chick was way too fucking hot for you, man?
First off, I've seen her. I've seen her in the movie. I've watched the movie. She is fucking heinous.
Dude, for Rudy Giuliani, she is gorgeous.
I want to fuck her with your dick.
For Rudy Giuliani, she's way too good looking for Giuliani,
You heard
brother.
it here first,
Like
folks.
that's insane to take. That's insane to take that side. I mean, I watched the video over and over, and
that's their defense.
That's their defense.
That
it
he
was
was trying to fix his mic.
But it was also a setup. And I'm like, well, you fell into the fucking setup.
Yeah, like he took the bait, which is a young, allegedly underage woman.
I'm going
but
to give
she's
it to
24.
him because Sacha Baron Cohen has put together this, even through COVID. The final premise of the movie was not even any of that. The final premise of the movie was that he was the one that spread COVID to the world.
Oh man, I was waiting for it.
I would raise up the ante as well too. When he's actually in Wuhan, China, he actually is holding up a chicken and coughing. So
COVID chicken.
Borat gave birth to COVID chicken, and we called it on the Dank Swamp Rebellion.
So he made and cut, produced, and released this within a week of the election. I just want to say kudos to Borat and to the Democratic Party. That is one. I got to give it to you. You pulled it out of your ass, guys.
Now,
That's a good one.
I will say this. Giuliani finally released a Hunter Biden laptop with all the incriminating bullshit of Biden and his crackhead son, Hunter, are involved in.
So when is the public going to be able to see this?
As soon as whenever Tucker Carlson gets an envelope back from UPS.
So what you're telling me is that this is like a modern day Bowling for Columbine.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even call it like that because Michael Moore is a piss poor actor, director, documentarian.
Why are you such a hater?
One, he's from Michigan. Go Buckeyes. Fuck the Wolverines and Spartans. And two, he's from Flint, so he's been
Wait,
drinking.
go Buckeyes? Are Buckeyes like native to Atlanta, Georgia?
No, they're poisonous nuts in Ohio. Literally.
Yeah, that lady's film has poisonous nuts.
I thought that was just sitting right across from me.
My nutsack is poisonous. No, it's like not only that, he's from Flint, Michigan, so clearly he's been drinking the water, which is all still lead-based, contaminated, so he's off his fucking rocker. So I'm not going to give Michael Moore the benefit of the doubt of that argument of a modern-day Bowling from Columbine.
I will say, though, if you have a chance to go check out the new Borat, normally I would not advise to give the ratings for it, but it's funny.
It was a funny
it really
film.
Is fun. I laughed hard at a lot of parts in it. Whenever she swallows the king cake baby, she's sitting in a Planned Parenthood with a Christian doctor, and she keeps saying, "Oh, my daddy gave me the baby inside of me."
Oh, yeah.
It's super cringeworthy.
Yeah.
It's very naughty. Also, there's a plastic surgeon that he brings her to the plastic surgeon to get a boob job.
And he's $72 short.
Yeah, and he has ones, and he's $72 short. But when they're sitting in for the consultation, she says, and here she is. He lets the doctor know that she's 15 years old, and she says, "Do you think I'm attractive? Would you like to make a sexy time with me?" And he says, "Maybe if your dad wasn't here, yes."
See, my favorite part is like
that dude's career is over. over.
I would say he's put a lot of eyeballs in places
Oh
that
my
they didn't
God.
want to see.
Yeah.
I got one better for you. It's like he drops his daughter because like he's $17 short. He needs to go find work for a day, become a day laborer. He's like, but first I must find babysitter for my daughter. He drops her off at this black woman's house to babysit her, of course. And she's
A very southern black woman.
very southern black woman, very attractive. And when he comes to recollect his daughter from the said black woman, he's like, oh my God, do you want to be my new black wife? And she's like, no, honey, I don't want to be your new black wife. And slams the door in his face.
So the kid sits down with her, and she's reading a book. And when the black lady says, hey, do you want me to read you a story? And she goes, yes, I want you to read this. And she hands it to her, and it's an illustration of what happens, that what their religion teaches them, that if they play with their vagin, that their vagin will grow teeth and eat their arm. So not to touch it. And so the black woman's trying to explain to her, it's okay to touch it. And she goes, you let me touch your vagina? And she's like, no, you can't. You ain't touching mine. I touch mine. You touch yours. Dude, like, total black mama. It was so, like, there was some funny parts in it, but it was a total agenda flick. And normally I hate that because it's coming from that side. It's like, and it's not that the other side didn't think of it. It's like, we ain't got time for that shit, dude. But this time it's like I could dog it. It's funny. It's you know.
It's
but
like,
Giuliani, like, I never thought he wasn't a creep, but now I know he's a fucking creep.
Yeah, the creative juices are flowing. Absolutely, that shit. He's a fucking genius for that to orchestrate something like.
And yes, it was
something like that.
It was a setup.
Yeah,
but he walked right into it.
It doesn't matter if it's a
if you
setup.
were a man of substance and you didn't normally do that, you would have never done that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that shows what you are. Whether it's a setup or not, you are still 100% wrong.
Yeah, you were willing to go that mile.
That goes to show that you're a powerful political piece of shit just like the rest. They're all the same. None of them are any different. None of them.
That's the life we live now. That's where we are.
It's like, honestly, I really can't appreciate the dialogue that he had in between each bits because the vice pussy grabber was pretty fucking clever. I'm not gonna lie about
the
that.
Pence Trump jokes were super funny too, because you hear a lot of them and it's all about the tan and the hair. But man, Sacha Baron Cohen, if he's writing his own stuff still, he's killing it. I'll give him props for that. Like, his shit made me laugh. Like, it's funny, and even though I don't agree with it, you know, it's funny.
Well, let's paint a picture of what the opposite side's show would look like.
It'll be completely boring, dry, like you'd have to order Chinese takeout on Christmas.
By today's standard, it'd be super offensive.
Whitewashed.
The only thing they said against the Democratic Party is he wanted to come to this country, but a political dictator who was useless had taken over, and it was Barack Obama, and that was at the very beginning. And then it was like Trump bashing
Open
city,
season
you know,
on Trump.
and then they showed where, you know, Pence is such a pussy hound, and it was him like barely hugging like all these old ladies, and because he's military, he's very rigid. You know, Pence is a very rigid guy.
He was Keanu Reeving it. You know, like, you know, here you are, you're in a group shot, your arms are around him, but your hand doesn't cup and pulls them in closer. The hands are open like Christ on a crucifix.
Exactly. And so he was like, he is such a pussy hound, and is with all these old fat ladies. You know, it was like it was pithy, punny type shit, and a lot of visual to it, because when you put certain visuals to those jokes, it makes it funnier.
Yeah, and the fact that they were able to orchestrate something like that in the first place that's a stroke of genius, man.
He punked me, man, because I was like, some fucking retarded fucker dressed like Trump and ran in there and said, Pence, I got your whore. And it was just fucking Borat, man.
Dude, he did it 3 times.
It'd have been better if he'd have ran in, and then all of a sudden Ashton Kutcher, after they kicked him out, Ashton Kutcher ran, you been punked, bitch. I mean, really drive it home with being annoying at that. Because the funniest part to me, and I died, is Pence's disdain when he hears him yell it out. he looks over with that he gets all high up on the mic. You know how they raise up like that? And his chest got puffed out and his eyes got wide. And it's like when we were watching Predator, and it was and Schwarzenegger was the last one, and you saw that last beam of adrenaline pump into his body, like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker.
It's like Pence covered in mud with a spear. It's like, come on, do it.
That's the first time I saw Pence mad, when I saw him want to charge and fuck something up.
That's amazing. So you're saying that there's not full animatronics underneath them?
It was pretty real anger.
He is
in his face.
To reassure your curiosity, Pence is not an animatronic president in the Hall Presidents of Disneyland.
You sure?
Pence isn't even real.
He would be replaced by an avatar creature.
Mike Pence is a lizard person.
Well, don't they have lizards
second in command.
Kazakhstan anyway? So that makes sense.
Is Kazakhstan a real place?
It is a real place.
So do you think they get offended by the Borat movies?
Actually, from the first one, Kazakhstan was very pissed off with him, which is why he was in prison in the first place, because they made him look bad.
So this man went to prison for these movies.
No, the character Borat did. Sacha Baron Cohen was kind of like
I'm not worried about what the actors of Kazakh. I'm asking, what is Kazakhstan feeling now?
Probably the same way, making them look pretty bad, but it's a shit country anyway. So.
He's putting them on the map, though. They probably don't get much.
Okay, if we're gonna put
action.
If we're gonna put a pin on a map, if we put a pin where Kazakhstan is, it's covered by the pin.
One of my favorite things is that he calls his three boys Belok, Melok, and Huey Lewis.
That's good.
After all, he is a cultural individual, so we have to give him credit for that.
Yes. It's super good jokes. It's good writing, and he pulled it off. So that's why we're talking about it. Weird happenings going on, man. People feeling weird. Animals are puking everywhere because of the moon. The moon is getting... We've had 2 full moons.
We have dancing.
We have one right
werewolves right now.
Didn't we have a full harvest moon already?
Tomorrow
on Halloween.
Tomorrow is the 31st.
Some really demonic shit's about to
So
start
have you ever
happening.
seen Hocus Pocus?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so if your virgin ass gets around any candles, don't light them in case it's a black flame.
Well, I'm lighting them candles.
No. Like Sarah Michelle Gellar back in the day was pretty hot.
So fine.
Her name was Sarah Jessica Parker.
Dude, this is the zombie apocalypse.
Shit,
right
I got my
here.
Sarahs mixed up. They both have H's in their names.
Jessica's mixed up.
It's okay.
They both have H's in their name. I got them mixed up, okay?
Sarah Jessica something or other.
They both had vaginas.
She was so fine as a witch. But then after that, it just died.
I told my wife the same thing.
As soon as she did Sex in the City, she became
a big Jew.
I was gonna say you heard it here, folks.
You didn't hear here first, but I'll say it out loud. I mean, that's what happened.
Yeah, she turned into a horse face.
I think what happened was, as a witch, she was super fine.
Shabbat shalom.
So, Uncle Porn sent me something recently. And it's the most horrifying thing you can ever see. It's like, if you're familiar with the Marvel Universe, they have the Incredible Hulk, but they also have a She-Hulk. And apparently, Uncle Porn has given me the pleasure of giving She-Hulk my number. And I'm going to share it with the guys in the studio now so you can hear them react.
Oh, shit.
Is that Muscle Man Randy Savage in his younger days?
This is the least disturbing Uncle Porn video I've seen so far.
Yeah, the car keys was way more disturbing.
God.
Wait, it just got more. It just got more. So there is this roided up.
We all know who's dominant.
There's a roided up chick.
Go ahead and re-roll that beautiful bean footage.
Dude. Okay.
We all know who's dominant in the bedroom.
Fuck, dude. She couldn't get her shirt in one pop, though. That's scary.
Oh, like,
That's very scary.
dude, she's flexing her tits and they're moving.
I didn't even know that was a muscle.
It is a muscle.
It's
Dude.
not, though.
And then so this chick gets completely naked and then starts to punch a workout dummy and abuse it sexually. Uncle Porn, man.
That's some crazy shit.
Once again, they talk about us, man, coon asses. My uncle's never sent me.
Go ahead, pause it, Phil. I want to go into an in-depth analysis of this figure.
What is the thing between the legs?
That's really kind of throwing me off. Is her clit buff?
Like her clit is
It's like
buff.
her clit is a six pack.
Like her clit is buff and she's flexing
Wow.
it. It's like a tiny dick on a man. Is the best way to describe it if it was on a Ken doll.
It is.
So this is what happens when they start
She
to
works
inject
on
the
all of her
roids.
muscles every day.
She got a little man wiener.
She works out. Wiggle, 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 wiggle.
It doesn't even look like her legs are like supposed to.
No, it doesn't even look real.
Like attached.
It doesn't even look real.
Yeah.
That's all plastic surgery.
I mean, her tits really aren't real though. You can tell.
No, everything's plastic.
I think that's
Even
why.
her asshole.
That's what throws it off the most. And then the body, just no.
Yeah.
You saying you wouldn't go after something like that? Even with your
No.
virgin candle blown out?
She would fuck you, bro.
I'm keeping my V card for that one.
If she was an MMA fighter, like the chick from The Mandalorian,
Yeah.
I would want her to round kick me in the head.
So is this all that Uncle Porn has sent you that it's blown your mind?
Oh, no. He sent me some other good shit. Hang on, let me scroll down here.
This man sent you all kind of shit.
So I watched this one earlier. I'm going to rewind it.
I could tell.
It's like, you know how, like, if you grew up and your mom always tell you, it's like laundry day's on Sunday? Laundry day has never been more fun. So, like, fuck, I can't even blow this thing up. Hang on.
You already did.
Yeah. So we're at a laundromat. You know you always have to put a quarter in the slot? Guess what?
Well,
Where's this laundromat? Oh, that's Nickel State University. But it smells worse.
it's like, oh, all my clothes are dirty. Let me go ahead
Everything,
let me-
even my shoes.
Let me wash
I'm
this
even
and
dirty.
spread my
And then they start pulling in hot chicks off the street like, oh, are your clothes dirty too? Come on, I'm gonna wash your clothes too. You got any friends? Oh, your pussy's dirty. Let me eat it.
Get ready for the spin cycle!
I'm cleaning it up. I'm cleaning it.
You know, I just love the fact that
man.
everyone's mouth is full.
God damn, dude. How many cycles is that? 11?
Man, that's the LG Steam Stream.
The turbo stream.
5000.
Well, look. I mean, you've ever been to a place like that, Alex?
Never.
How much? You think it's just like a couple quarters for a round in that bitch, or?
I hope.
You'd have to get some deflated Chuck E. Cheese tokens.
Yeah.
Good for you, Uncle Porn. Thanks a lot.
Ok, parfait.
But getting back to space, did y'all hear that there's water on the moon?
Yes, I
Yes.
sent you the story. There is water on the moon.
That's the story?
That's the story.
What story?
That they found water on the moon.
And it's fucking huge because to make rocket fuel, you need hydrogen and oxygen. And the fact that they actually have water on the moon, they can use that as a refueling station to do deep space exploration.
But how much water is on the moon?
They're not disclosing that. And if they're gonna have to frack the water because it's all frozen underneath the lunar surface.
Not if Joe Biden gets elected.
Not Joe Biden. Exactly.
No fracking anywhere, not even on the moon or Mars.
Yeah.
But the
If Joe Biden gets elected, it's over with.
And here's the crazy thing about this too. On the Apple TV original TV show For All Mankind, the whole alternate universe scenario of the show is that, spoiler alert, they find water on the moon, and the U.S. is still competing in the space race against the Russians. Mm-hmm. And the fact that months later after the show is released on the Apple TV platform, NASA legitimately finds water on the moon, and I'm like, oh my god, the possibilities for deep space exploration.
Yeah, especially if you get thirsty. That's the biggest possibility.
Exactly. Again, it's like the moon is going to be the truck stop for Earth in the near future.
Can I take a large water to go, man?
But
No
dude,
ice.
Seriously, that could potentially cut Elon Musk's time in half of him wanting to get to the moon.
Why would you say that?
Because of all the extra shit that he's talking about, making a fuel station on the moon and shit.
Yeah, he's right, because originally the plan was to jumpstart off of the International Space Station and refuel up there. How's the fuel going to be up there? When he can go to the moon, refuel there, and then jettison from there.
Well, you need water to make cheese, and that's what the moon's made of.
Exactly.
Right.
It, of course, makes sense.
You got to turn butter every now and then.
But what happens when we start fracking out all the milk and the cheese, and there is no more, and then it just implodes on itself because that's the demise? I mean, the moon is only the size of what? The state of Texas?
They're giving Texas too much of a...
You know, Texas is the biggest thing in the world.
It's pretty small.
Yeah, it's small. I mean, what if you frack all the cheese out of it? And how is it reproducing water?
Sounds
If it's
not-
frozen underneath, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This sounds fishy.
It sounds not so good.
Well, not only that, they found a lot of it on the dark side of the moon, so in a way in itself, Pink Floyd was right as well.
As you can see, Tyler's still on food puns because earlier we interviewed 16-Bit Picnic. And
16-bit Pitbull?
yes, 16-Bit Pitbull.
It's like remixed Pitbull songs, but chip-tuned.
That would finally be good.
Dude, that would be awesome. Can you imagine Fireball 16-bit style? That'd be
great.
awesome.
Well, look, okay.
I would jam that shit.
If
All day.
If the moon becomes a gas station, which I could absolutely see it going to.
You think they'd have little Debbie snacks when you walk into the gas station?
I
there,
was
too?
gonna wonder if they would have moon pies or earth pies.
No, like it's gonna be a Buc-ee's. It's gonna be a Buc-ee's in space. All right.
You could see it.
It's Buc-ee with a helmet on because he's on the moon.
They have the most fueling stations
Yeah.
in space.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, one lane.
And you see, an earth pie
They're
doesn't
gonna
have the same ring as a moon pie.
Yeah, it just
sounds
doesn't sound as appetizing.
like
It sounds like dirt.
Like a cream pie.
Oh
Hopefully
god,
one day
that's
we can-
appetizing.
Cream pies are in San Francisco. They've already patented it.
Yeah, I guess it takes a lot of effort and work to produce an.
It's an acquired taste.
I guess it takes a lot of effort and work to produce a anal butt dwelling baby. So
Phil's working on his own cream pie right now. Don't imagine that.
That is not
No.
something that y'all want on a t-shirt, listeners.
No, not at all.
Even if it was my last shirt, I wouldn't
Yeah.
wear that.
maybe it's not something that you post on the front of it, but on the back where the tag is, forcing you to wear it in reverse or something, like a reverse T-shirt.
A reverse Phil cream pie?
That's even
How much does that cost?
It cost you. Yeah.
I'll pass.
It cost you money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll pass.
That's a good idea.
Might cost you some trauma to not even do it at all.
Just thinking about it's traumatic.
You got some time on your hands.
I feel like I need to call a hotline whenever you shut this shit off.
Well, dude, okay, so what implications does that mean other than refueling that if there's water on the moon? What else comes with that?
A permanent station for.
I said not refueling.
Well, no, it's going to be a permanent station for scientific exploration as well as study. So we're going to have a permanent space station on the moon.
Do we pay for that?
It can be either privatized or be government funded. Like
We won't have to. SpaceX will do it before the federal government will ever be
They're
able to
already
do it.
there fracking.
Dude, I
Yeah.
could see them having like a big ass telescope.
There's
Other than-
also another part to that we just don't know as the general public. They just gave us that little tidbit. There's the other piece of the whole fucking moon pie that we don't see or get to taste.
Which is the dark side of the moon. And Elon Musk takes his little Iron Man suit and he goes check on his production up there. And up there, since he likes all these classic rock songs, he's flying up there in his little suit. We're fracking on the dark side of the moon.
All right, first off, who doesn't like classic rock?
Just saying.
Okay.
Hold up, but like, why would he have a suit if he's a lizard person?
Just because he need propulsion. So from his cock cloaca, he's able to shoot off a stream of fusion that shoots him off into space.
I see
But
now.
not fission.
His arc reactor's between his legs.
Holy shit.
So Elon Musk's arc reactor is located somewhere between his nutsack and his god seam.
So he's
Is that
got
where he also keeps his
he's got a
Neuralink?
hyperactive
Yes.
vag. So everybody's in this rush to get to Mars, and I understand why. And I'm glad it's not on taxpayer dollars. That's my biggest thing about it, is that I'm just so happy. I think it's really cool without having to pay for it. Elon Musk, keep doing what you're doing, and I hope you do make it to Mars in one piece, because I know he wants to be the first one to go. I think that's where he's actually from. And when he gets there, his fish babies will be able to repopulate.
That's like an activation.
Yeah. He's going to walk up to some little dune or some shit, and he's going to wipe away the dust, and there's going to be like a little placard thing, and he's going to peel his human hand off, and it's going to have 3 webbed fingers, and he's going to place it on that placard, and it's going to shake off the whole planet, and then they're going to realize that it's not a planet at all, that Mars is actually a space station.
Okay. I could get behind that. That feels a little bit more natural. Do you think that has anything to do with the rings of Saturn and the resurrection of Nebuchadnezzar?
Absolutely, because once you shake all that Martian dust off the surface to expose to space station, it's going to accumulate in Saturn's rings.
What if Nebuchadnezzar was actually an alien that was trying to get back home, finally did so, and Mars was the ship, and he's encapsulated? So once Elon gets back there, he resurrects Nebuchadnezzar, who comes back for his people, which are the Jewish people.
Little Nebuchadnezzar hasn't really ever granted much of my worship, but when
You can pick it up at the Lunar Buc-ee's.
but what I like about it is that CERN, the company that does all the particle,
See, that'd been so good. CERN, the god of fertility.
CERN, there's no concern.
Yeah.
Yeah. They accelerate particles and collide them into different, like for experimentation that wouldn't naturally happen in the universe, which
They're
is
trying to produce a time hole portal.
it's opening up elements that aren't native to our universe.
And bending mass.
Yeah, that's your antimatter shit.
I don't like that.
I think a lot of this stuff is connected that we don't get to see because it's all shit that the general public will not get to see on paper. They can connect the dots all they want, but they sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist.
Like us.
Correct. But at the same time, it's a little too fishy, if you know what I'm saying.
Is it, though?
Yeah.
But isn't everything a little too fishy?
Not when it concerns
Like with
Elon
government,
Musk, it's a little too fishy, if you get me.
especially with AI. And then the fact that literally an AI unit is doing the surgery on your skull for the Neuralink.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's IBM's Watson. That's a whole different story.
How do we know
altogether.
that we don't have AI inside of us right now making us do this show?
So going back to y'all talking about gods and planets. So the Mayans used to look at the planets as gods. And how Earth was created was 2 planets collided into each other and made Earth.
That sounds sexy.
How do you know this, though?
A YouTube video.
Spoken from our generation,
How do you
man.
not know this from a YouTube video? That's the question.
And keep in mind, folks, he's a voter. Allegedly.
He's a non-voter.
A non-voter.
That's why I said allegedly at the end of the statement.
So, I saw this thing about the Mayan god. Did you see the one where they collected the skulls of people and then made like necklaces out of it. The being was so large in stature that it could actually wear human heads as a necklace.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Was that on?
That's some cool shit.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I was
it
gonna
was
say
on Triple
that
D.
that other show on
They found a lot of alien stuff.
the other show on National Geographic, the Ancient Alien show.
Yeah.
I can't watch that show.
Why
I
not?
love that show. Dude.
You love aliens. Remember I bought you that bobblehead.
Nah, dude, you forgot. Tyler is scared of aliens.
Are you?
Just for that, honestly, I think like
Because our next road show is going to be at Area 51.
Area 51.
Are we gonna do like?
We're going to charge it.
Dude, we got to be the next people to invade Area 51.
I'm ready. I think I could do it.
Dank Swamp Rebellion, Area 51, 2021.
See what happened? What's gonna happen is that Alex is gonna Naruto run that shit, and since
Fucking right, I'm gonna Naruto run that shit.
and since Tyler's so afraid of aliens, I'm gonna strap him up like Hannibal Lecter on a fucking.
Oh, I can ride you.
No,
I would have been cool with that.
I gonna on a dolly hand truck and just push him forward
No.
with a hockey mask on, almost like Jason Voorhees.
No, I wanted to ride on your back,
Yeah, like a bantha.
and I'll be able to swing my sword.
You're not gonna raw dog back me like Luke on a tauntaun or some shit.
Speaking of bantha, let's ruin Mandalorian for Tyler real quick.
No, I can't do
I
that.
won't do that to you,
Please
man.
don't. I haven't seen The Mandalorian
You know
at
what?
all.
You're halfway through. I've seen the whole episode today. The day it premiered. None of y'all have seen it. You seriously want to ruin it? Because I'll be happy to ruin it.
No, we're not ruining
If
it.
Okay,
you
we're not
ruin,
gonna
I'm gonna
ruin.
fucking hit you.
At least let me
On
watch
mic.
it, and then we can ruin
In the
it.
pussy. He's going to punch you right in your fat pussy.
Oh, my squiggly push.
Let me watch it before Tyler, and then we can ruin it.
No, I'm
It,
gonna
it
watch
doesn't
it.
work that way. It does
I'm
not
joking.
work
We're
that
not
way.
gonna ruin it for anybody.
Oh look, all I know is that they getting it right. Mandalorian's like one of the best fucking series to come out, and the fact that it comes out every week for the next till December.
It's about 8 weeks, yeah.
Like at least 9 episodes.
I feel like my life is a little bit back on track. Ever since that cliffhanger of season 1, I felt like there was a pit that needed to be filled, and Gus Fring.
Disney said,
just
you
gonna
have
do
an
it.
opening and we'd like to fill it.
Yeah, with a black lightsaber.
Well,
Yeah.
So how many episodes are in the second season?
Like
It's only one right now because it's one per week.
well, they're already scheduled in greenlit season 3. So
Well, how many were in the first season? Because I didn't finish
8.
that yet.
8 or 9. Yeah,
No,
8.
it's 8. The first episode of season 2 is chapter 9.
Okay.
Well, I've watched
Oh, you
3
fucking
episodes.
idiot.
Sorry.
I thought you liked Star Wars.
I definitely like Star
I
Wars,
do.
but
This is not Star Wars. It's The Mandalorian.
It's Star Wars related.
It's
of course Phil would say that. I mean what it is.
So, since we're heading off to space, soon Phil's getting tired. He's got to head off to bed.
he's got a big.
But I'm looking
exploration.
forward to hopping on Elon's jet plane. I'm hoping that they really get the Leviathan lobster ready,
Yeah.
and that we can make our Tyler tribe.
So it's like, think of the Leviathan lobster as the lobster bus. The total
I hope it's super psychedelic.
crustacean bus that we're gonna all hop on in, and we're gonna start up the Tyler cult where I'll build all my followers, and I want to make money this time. I'm tired of being the follower. Let me go ahead and try out being the leader.
You can hire your good buddy Val, and he can play Rock Lobster and repeat on guitar, on his acoustic guitar for your whole congregation. He'll change his name to Tyler for that.
That song's hard though.
Isn't that just a whammy pedal
Yeah,
and
but
effects?
he'll make it into 3 chords.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's good at that.
So he's Weezer then, if he's only doing 3 chords. Because
That's his favorite band.
Because Beverly Hills was only 3 power chords. That was it.
Well, that's all you need.
All hop aboard the lobster bus for Space Town, where we get our Earth pies on the moon and fresh and always ready cream pies available at your disposal.
Sponsored by NordVPN.
And a Lunar Buc-ee's.
Welcome to Lunar Buc-ee's, where we have every pie available inside you.
Thank y'all for listening to Dank Swamp Rebellion. Until next week, can't wait to have you back. Y'all come back now.
Good night, everybody.
What the fuck you say?
Thank you for listening to Dank Swamp Rebellion. Check us out on dsrtalks.com.